Okay, so I thought we'd finish off with a new feature that, if copyright issues aside, I want to call Weekly Hate. Spelled, spelled in a spelled WII, which is not a reference to anything. It's fine. So I thought this week, yeah, as I say, we'll bring some negativity to the proceedings every week, so I think that's needed. So this week I want to
So
talk about.
definitely isn't any of that this week.
No, we're very optimistic on this show. So I want to do worst video game genres. What is the crappiest video game genre? Alex, what do you feel?
I'm I'm going to say it's not really a genre, but
Mm.
any open world game.
Oh, this is controversial. Okay.
So I feel like open world games just kind of they don't really draw you into the game like most games do. So I mean, there's a few different examples that I'm going to use that are games that I just cannot get into for the life of me,
Okay.
and they are Minecraft.
Yeah.
I just
Because it has no
I
end, right?
what
There's no
well,
objective.
it's you just kind of wander about and you've built a house and it's like okay, this is more interesting with other people playing and I can mess
Mm.
around with them,
Yeah.
but it just doesn't feel satisfying at all.
Mm.
And another version is GTA. I
Okay.
go online and that and just kind of wander about and just go like, what am I doing? I feel absolutely useless playing this game.
See,
So yes,
I would
open world
say,
games.
I would say your problem with open world games. I think maybe it's almost because they're so copycat. I think if you played something like GTA single player or Red Dead, which is obviously the definitive Rockstar open world games, I think you get it. Or if you played something like Skyrim, because I think quite often the problem with open world games is like, especially ones that aren't really good, is they just generally feel a bit empty compared to like something that's linear, where there's kind of like environmental storytelling almost everywhere in like a
Yeah, yeah, I think you're right. There's
especially
there's just there's just no life to it. I think you
it's
might be right with that.
it's a bit like you mentioned it earlier off air, but we mentioned No Man's Sky. When I've heard criticism of like similar thing, like it's enormous, but there's nothing there. If you know what I mean.
Yeah, yeah. Yes, everything is procedurally generated, but to the point where it's like this is the same.
Mm. Um.
It's the same with I heard similar criticisms about We Happy Few as well.
Okay.
Don't know if you
No, I
heard that,
didn't. No.
but yeah, I've just heard similar criticisms about that. It's like
Mm.
it just feels lifeless.
Yeah. But it's almost like some games feel like, oh, it's a tick box, make it open world. It's like lazy design almost.
Yeah,
Kind of. It's like for a while, like everything had a multiplayer mode, like kind of early last gen sort of thing. It was kind of sometimes felt a bit tacked on, if you know what I mean.
yeah, yeah. And I mean, there are other games that they're kind of pushed out as open world, but aren't really. Things like Mass Effect, where it's kind of like
Elevator eyes.
you can you can go wherever you want, but you only progress the story, and there's only really like a point going in this one particular direction. If that
Yeah.
makes sense. Like so, yeah. Like I'm maybe Mass Effect's a bad choice because it's not really open world, but it's just more a massively expansive world.
I know what you mean. Where it's like you're wandering around the citadel or something, and it's like there's only so much you can do, if you know what I mean.
Yeah,
It's like, or it's just it's almost like to give you an idea that things are bigger than they are.
yeah,
There's a lot of scenery in the background. You can never go. It's like, oh, it's enormous. The enormous sort of continent-sized space station, but in reality, you can only go to like the local like
yeah.
spa equivalent, and like there's like a casino. Sort of that's like it sort of thing.
But it is, but because there's so many people that are so like interesting personalities and stuff, that it feels super expansive.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's my my thing that I would get throw away in gaming. I would just throw away. open world.
So it's almost like, just to kind of summarize what you're saying, it's almost like it's like when you watch a movie, like no, like I mean, generally you're just filming it just on a set or something. So really, if you could see kind of beyond the four edges of the screen, you see that there's a bloke, with a brush or something. There's one guy sort of pulling strings. It's kind of like that with an open world game. You can kind of almost see like, oh, this is just it feels like a game. Whereas sometimes like more linear experiences or like Mass Effect, it kind of makes you think. You suspend disbelief a little bit because you're more like following the story or whatever, or the gameplay. You're not
Yeah,
thinking.
it's a lot easier to suspend disbelief with those kind of games, whereas a lot harder in open world games.
Yeah, like Skyrim, where you can just jump repeatedly and like scale a mountain, like on a horse, and stuff, that kind of thing. Go
Yeah.
directly up walls. For me, I mean, there's a few genres that I don't actively hate, but I sort of don't get. Like, for example, I don't get racing games. Like, not like stuff like Burnout America. I mean, like racing sims, because I'm just like, I drive a car in real
Like
life.
Gran Turismo.
Yeah, or like Forza, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Kind of really simmy stuff. I'm like, I don't want to do that. I don't know. I don't change gears in a game. What else?
This is hard. I can't do it.
And again, I'm just like, what's the objective? I'm like, I don't want to drive around doing laps unless it's Mario Kart. I'm not gonna care. Fighting games, a few have hooked me. Like Soul Calibur 2, I got really into back in the day. But my issue is they take an incredible amount of investment to learn on the combos and stuff, and no one in the West really plays them anymore. So you can learn the game, and then like you've got nothing to play with.
I'd say I like fighting games a lot. Just picking up 2-player button mashing. Who cares? Who cares about the combos? Just button mash your way to victory. And
But again, play Smash Brothers. That's a thing. Instead of a racing sim, play Burnout or Mario Kart. Instead of a fighting game, play Super Smash Bros. Everyone loves Smash Brothers. Everyone can play Smash Brothers.
well, but it's a fighting game.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. But it's not like you don't have to learn like 10 button combos and you have to learn the pixel times or whatever to, I don't know. You know what I mean? Like, really hardcore
Yeah.
esports people.
Okay.
Sports games.
There's a really hardcore esports about Smash Brothers, right?
Really, they only play Melee, don't they? Isn't that true?
No, they go for all of them. Melee is the most popular, but
Is it Brawl when you can trip over or something and they hate it because of that? I heard. I don't know.
I don't know. I actually watch a bit of the competitions of Melee. I like it a lot. They're insane. They're insane at that game.
I would say also I don't see the point of sports games. They just don't appeal to me, and it kind of annoys that there's one every year, and I always think, oh, maybe if I was going to get one, I'd wait till next year. I don't know. It's
Yeah, just when they're cheap, nobody's playing it anymore. So
and they kill the servers as well after a couple of years, like EA do. Anyway.
yeah, so yes,
I would say
you have to like be super into those games to be any good at them as well.
I would say MMOs and MOBAs, any sort of PC type games like that, where you're playing the same game for an infinite amount of time. I don't really like that idea. I'd rather play loads of games, if you know what I mean.
Yes.
Did you ever
Yes.
play like Warcraft or anything like that back in the day? Or
There was a game in my top 5 games ever of all time that we did last time, which was a bit of an MMO, which was Puzzle Pirates.
Oh yeah, I remember that. Puzzle Pirates. I remember that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I have done, but I never played Warcraft because I knew that if I got into that, then I would be into that.
Because when it came out, we were in our formative years. We must have been like 13, 14 or something like that. Well, it was 2004, maybe 14 sort of thing. So really, we would have lost. That was the time. If it had got us then, we would have never been properly socialised as human beings.
Yeah.
Because I would say, I'm definitely a reformed Nintendo fan, but I mean, we're the type of gamers that exist in the real world, if you know what I mean. We're carrying the torch and pretending we're not into it, if you know what I mean, in social situations.
Yes.
We're those guys. We're well balanced, but we're secretly gaming.
Yeah.
I would say JRPGs, don't get it. They're weird. I don't understand why everyone's got giant hair. I don't get random battles. I don't see the point.
It's Pokemon, man. That's Pokemon. So You've lost me with that one.
No, I don't think Pokemon's not a JRPG. Pokemon is transcendent. You can't compare Pokemon with Final Fantasy 25 Point B, King, Kingdom Hearts, whatever the hell. We're on 2, aren't we? They've been waiting ages for no 3. Sorry, it's coming out. Yeah, no, that's very very silly. I can't go in for that. And these feel like the dominant genres. That was weird. Japan used to be relevant. What happened? I would also say, I'd also like to say all iPhone games I hate and want them to go away forever. You've already said that all phone games are objectively terrible. That's true, right?
It is undeniably true.
The Flappy Bird, you've got the Angry Bird, you've got the Tiny Wings.
There's only one, well, 2 things that you can do on it. And that's tap or swipe, and that's all the games ever.
Hate it.
There should be more like strategy games on phones, but
yeah. Oh, Fire Emblem's coming out, isn't it? Nintendo's making a Fire Emblem for phones.
Oh really?
Yeah, so you could be into that, man.
Isn't that a bit of a JRPG?
They went for no. That's a strategy RPG. That doesn't count.
I'm sorry.
No. Yeah. Well, that's what I'm saying. They're trying to trade on the success of Pokemon Go. The first 2 proper Nintendo-made games coming out are going to be Fire Emblem and Animal Crossing. So it's a weird combo. If you like, So I'm not sure what the Venn diagram crossover there for people who play Pokemon Go and will be into Fire Emblem, which is pretty hardcore. I guess Animal Crossing you get into on a phone, I suppose.
Yeah, that might work on a phone. Although the walking around, like how they're going to do the walking around, is going to be unless you can just tap to where you want to walk to, I suppose.
Oh, that could work. Yeah. Don't have to be that precise. Honourable mention, I would say adventure games. I enjoy adventure games, but I don't know why, because they're really quite stupid, and you don't really do a great deal, and the solutions and puzzles are so obtuse, and really it requires no skill, and really...
you mean like point and click, like old school
point and click. Yeah. Especially like stuff like Grim Fandango, like pretty recent. I was like, how would you ever work this out with an internet? Like, some of the thing.
I don't know, man. Some of those are some of my favourite games. Monkey Island. You're stepping into dangerous territory there.
No, but that's what I'm saying. I'm saying with this one, I like them. That's the thing, but I don't understand why. Because there's nothing to like. It doesn't make any sense.
It's because I think that's probably why. Because they don't make any sense. Like, so the comedy is there, and they're hilarious to play.
But I said my genuine choice, I will say.
Are these not all your choice? You haven't got rid of all of these game genres, so there's no game genres left to play anymore.
No, I was just saying genres that I don't fully get or understand or play.
Okay.
The one that I truly hate and I think is dire and should be destroyed, and has been destroyed actually, and then came back briefly, and now I think hopefully has died again, is music games. Which are terrible. I'm talking specifically about. I'm not necessarily talking about like Groove Coaster or weird crap like that. I'm talking about. When you've your Guitar Hero and your Rock Band, when you buy all these stupid plastic instruments and pretend like you're playing in a band, but you're not really playing it properly. You're just pressing these weird button things, and the notes come up from the bottom of the screen. What's the point? It's not music, and also it makes people who are casual gamers, they keep going on about this game like it's still a thing, and then they'll make you play it, and they're good at this, and I can't play this game, and I'm good at all games, and I can't play these games because it's using skills that I don't have, and it annoys me. But no, I'm not bad.
Rhythm, you don't have any rhythm.
No, I can play the drums. I can play the drums. I went through. I would play it for years. I have a sense of rhythm. I can play a real instrument, but I can't. These aren't real instruments. You're just holding 4 buttons. It doesn't make sense.
Why don't you just play the drums on Rock Band then?
No, I refuse. Because you got to pay like 50 quid for the peripheral or something. And I'm like, why are we doing this? Why would you want to do that in your front room? It's not a social experience. I don't even look. I don't even look. I mean, I guess there are achievements for it, but no one ever seems to get it. Because there's always goddamn casual gamers when you look on their profile and all they're playing is Netflix and they're playing your Guitar Hero 3 from like 10 years ago. It does my head in. They never got any of the achievements.
So they're just playing the same song over and over again.
Yes, they just mastered one song. It's like 20G, you did this on expert mode. It's like, what are you doing? It's wrong that you played, you don't play it. So anyway, I hope music games die, and they have died. But then they, as I say, they came back recently, and it was sort of.
What's your opinion of dance mat games then?
Um,
Although they aren't really a thing anymore, but
yeah, they were a big thing, weren't they, for a while? They were like, they were very popular with your tween girls, weren't they, for a little while? And they were in arcades, weren't they, for a while? You used to see them in arcades.
yes, me and a friend managed to get a bit of a crowd going on dance mat in the arcade once. We were so good at it. We were drawing a bit of a crowd.
What were you doing?
Just playing dance mat.
Just really flamboyant, just like doing some break
no,
dances.
not really. Just being quite good at it. Like not. I think we just play it on hard, so not like expert or whatever it is, but just kind of like the moderate difficulty, and just being quite good at it.
Yeah.
Yes.